I want you to take a look at this. This is a graph of the trust that the American people have in their very own American government. And no, this graph is not flipped. What if I told you that the American dream isn't only dying, it's already dead?
We are screwed.
Hey, I don't want to hear that defeatist attitude. I want to hear you upbeat.
We are screwed.
There you go.
So, are we cooked? Is it over? The American dream isn't as much as a dream as it is now a fantasy. Maybe you don't care right now that your generation might never own a home, or that you'll never have a luxurious lifestyle. And that's okay. There's a lot of things happening in the world right now. But what happens when your kids don't own homes either? Or their kids? What happens when the next 3, 4, or 5 generations own nothing? Who's keeping all this money? Maybe the dream that was sold to our parents and grandparents isn't the same one that exists now. Now, before we dive into this, I just want to let everyone know that I actually love the States and I feel like it's one of the best places to live in right now. That being said though, as civilians, we should be able to point shit out when there's some shit that needs to be pointed out, right? Right? Okay, let's continue. What's up you guys, it's your boy Storm Shine, and let me ask you something really quickly. What do you think luxury actually is? Many people might say that it's like living like the sweet life of Zack and Cody, or having a personal masseuse on call. But whatever you may think luxury is, it's not much of a stretch for me to say that the American dream includes just a little bit of luxury, right?
Hey fellas, look what I found in my pocket. Look, a year's salary right here. What I call them? Fun coupons.
Most people believe that growing up American was to own a house under your name, have a couple kids, and even have a lawn. But hold up, do you actually know anyone that has that right now? And I'm speaking to my average viewers. And well, it's not very normal, at least not in the States. Think of anything you like doing. Now, think of how much doing that thing actually cost you. How much do you think that cost in a Latin American country or a developing one? Most likely, it's gonna be around half, at least. And I don't know about you, but if I take my girlfriend out to the Aventura Mall to go watch a movie, and we get popcorn, soda, and candy, we're already in $100 deep. So I guess we're staying in and watching some Netflix because fuck that. And unless you're Helen Keller, it's pretty obvious to see that the housing market has gotten pretty out of control as well, at least for someone in their mid-20s. But let's stop complaining and let's start comparing. What you're seeing here is a comparison of the housing markets between Mexico and the good old United States. You could go right now and live in a place like Colombia or Mexico where you could have a housekeeper, you could live in a high-rise, and you would still have enough money to go out and party at night if you really wanted to. Meanwhile, we have people working 2 jobs just to barely maintain themselves so they can live in a metropolis like New York or LA. Just take a look at some of the influencers and YouTubers that have actually started to do this and have moved out of the States already.
Let's start with the first one, which is rent. So currently I pay 30,000 Thai baht for my condo.
They don't really look like they're suffering at all or that their life is in danger, do they? And thanks to how the world is set up right now, it's becoming clearer and clearer every single day that there are a lot of other countries that have pretty good infrastructure. This is a picture of Paris, now this is a picture of Bogota, and this is a picture of Mexico City. And yes, I know that those are only parts of Mexico City and Colombia, okay? Relax. There's a lot more world out there than you're led to believe. What else? We're also taught that the United States is the freest country in the world. And that may well be the case to this day, especially when you compare it to other countries in the world. I'm not knocking any, I'm just saying. And while that still may be the case, tell me that you felt free during the great sickness of 2020. Because I vividly remember multiple police officers telling me that I would be arrested if I kept working out in parks by myself. Literally, like there was no one there. Something has to be done because I don't know what type of dream they're trying to sell us anymore, but I must be going blind. However, I do have a dream. And that dream is that you hit the like button and subscribe. Most of the people that are watching this video right now, and yes, I'm talking to you, are not subscribed. So please just hit that button, comment, hate, whatever you want to do. Any interaction helps the channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. All right, back to the video. The idea that was sold to our parents, our grandparents, or even our great-grandparents is way off than what people actually want nowadays. Funny enough, I don't even think most people in their 20s or mid-20s or late 20s even want the American dream that was sold initially to our great-grandparents. Look at yourself right now in the mirror and ask yourself if you want to have 3 kids, home ownership debt, and have PTSD from the future Russia, China, Ukraine, USA war. The things we value now have completely changed. Most of you probably just said, hell no. Maybe you want to travel, maybe you want to progress in the corporate rat race, or maybe you just don't even want kids. The ideas pushed back by our nations in the day were based on the values that were appreciated by the people in that time frame. This is not the same as this. We're completely different people than the ones that were inhabiting this space 60 years ago.
Future's now, old man.
Now, I'm not here to lie to you. There certainly are some trade-offs. Sadly, places like Mexico, Colombia, or any developing country normally have some issues. They can definitely be a tad bit more dangerous. And before anyone comes for my neck, just know that I'm speaking from experience, so lay off me. There is something to be said that if you're just a person that lives your life, pays your taxes, and you're chilling, most likely nothing will happen to you or your family, ever. But some people do mentally have to weigh what matters more to them, luxury or security. And we also have to talk about the huge elephant in the room, minimum wage. Minimum wage in the United States is basically unlivable. You could argue that it's not meant to be lived on, but that's a different conversation. The thing is, it's pretty much unlivable in all these countries as well. I mean, Jesus, the minimum wage in Mexico is literally less than $500 a month. My point here is do not, and I repeat, do not just randomly move to a country with no expectations or no financial plan in place. Please don't do that to yourself. And I can already feel the people commenting, what about gentrification, bro? And yeah, that's a thing. But I mean, what can I say right now? Maybe I'll make a video of that another day, but people have a right to go wherever they want at the end of the day. Besides, what's the point of living 90 years on this planet and only staying in one place your entire life? We're not buildings, bro. Get up and move around a little bit, please. Now, are there any solutions to the countries that we knew and loved becoming echoes and shells of themselves slowly and surely? Not really. At least none that I can say out loud on this microphone. Most definitely though, what is the fact is that the United States of America is most likely one of the most advanced civilizations that we'll ever see in our lifetime. The idea of just dropping all responsibilities, moving abroad, and just living cheaper screams louder and louder in our minds. This is a little different topic than what we're used to, but hey, it's the reality that we're living in, guys. At the end of the day, just remember that wherever you're living, you're existing for that microcosm of a second. So be happy, be aware, smile, and enjoy it. Peace.
I seen me through the process. I don't really want no problems. Niggas ain't got no merit. Niggas ain't got no posture. Round here we keep shit G'd up, kick my feet up out my posse, and deposit, keep it posse.